a night out on the piss means more than simply a night on the turps, doesn't it?
That's right. And turps, of course, means alcohol. And so not only do you drink alcohol, but you generate some urine. More than you drink, actually.
Why is that?
Well, it's to do with a part of your brain called the posterior pituitary. Now, okay, think about your glass of beer, 200 mils of liquid there, and about 190 of that is water.
Okay, so like a standard beer, for instance, about 5% alcohol.
Yeah, 5%, although you can go up to about 12%. You can go down to the unleaded of a couple of percent, but call it 5%. So you got your 200 mils of liquid, and 5% of that, 10 mils, is alcohol. Okay, you've got 190 mils of water, you're drinking your 190 mils of water, and eventually through your body out will come, through the bladder, 190 mils of water. But what does that 10 grams of beer, of alcohol, what does that 10 grams of alcohol do? It makes your brain generate signals, chemicals, which then tells you to generate another 120 mils of water.
So is that the body's natural mechanism? It recognises alcohol as a poison, therefore it's saying you've got to flush it out of your system.
Not quite a poison, because, I mean, alcohol's an amazing thing. You can use it to strip stains off your garage floor, preserve body parts for centuries, and in small quantities, it's really quite good for you. Larger quantities, not so good. It's not so much a poison, but it affects the anterior pituitary, or the posterior pituitary, and there's a chemical there called ADH. Anti-diuretic. Diuretic means urinating hormone. And so your body works out how much you should urinate by measuring the volume of liquid you're carrying in you and the saltiness. And alcohol interferes with this, and it makes you urinate more. So that 10 mils, 10 grams of alcohol, it causes you to release 120 mils of extra water. So each time you have another glass of alcohol, another unit of alcohol, out comes another 120 mils of water, and you just keep on dehydrating your way down.
So can you compensate that if you, say, had a drinking session where you drank 3 or 4 beers, but interspersed was a glass of water, for instance? Would that solve the problem?
You can try to overhydrate yourself, but your body has released this hormone and you can't get quite on top of it. The dehydration will happen.
What if you
drank, as bad.
What if you drank 2 glasses of water to 1 glass of beer? Would that work?
You can't overcome it. You'll still lose more of that water. Your amount of dehydration will be less and less, so you'll have to keep on loading yourself up with water and having to keep on going to the bathroom all the time. You and the toilet will become really good friends, but you will still be dehydrated at the end of the night. You can minimise it, but you can't completely cancel it out by overcompensating for water before drinking or during your drinking session. But you can minimise it.
Well, drinking lots of water, we've always been told, is a good thing. In fact,
yeah,
someone told me, and I'm sure everyone has been told by someone, maybe it's their mum, I don't know, that you should be drinking 8 glasses of water a day. Is there any scientific evidence which proves that fact?
Yes, there is zero scientific evidence. Zero. And
so you won't catch any doctor recommending 8 glasses a day?
Not unless they haven't done their Physiology 101. It begins back with, I've got the paper here, 1945 in the United States, the Board of Food and Nutrition said a suitable allowance of water for adults is 2.5 litres a day in most instances. And then it says most of this quantity is contained in prepared foods. People forgot that bit.
So fruit and vegetables, for instance, contain a lot of water. Therefore, that's counted as water intake.
That's right. And then it really took off in a book called Nutrition for Good Health in 1974 by Dr. Stare, S-T-A-R-E, and McWilliams. How much water a day? They said. This is usually well regulated by various physiological mechanisms. Sure, if I'm thirsty, I'll drink, and if I'm not, I won't. And then it says, but for the average adult, somewhere around 6 to 8 glasses a day, and this can be in the form of coffee, tea, milk, soft drinks, water, fruits, vegetables, etc., etc., etc. And they go through the whole process, and most people forget that last bit. There is water already in the food that you eat. It's not as though when you went out as a little child, your mother said, Andrew, make sure you breathe enough today. Mate, the physiological mechanisms will make you breathe enough, and they will make you drink enough as well.
So trust your body. In other words, if you're feeling thirsty, have a drink.
That's right. And the only people who need to drink lots are people who are working hard in a hot climate, sweating like crazy. And then you monitor yourself by just looking at your urine. You can be tricked, you can get dehydrated. Just look at your urine. If it's really dark, drink more.
But I mean, there seems to be some evidence to say that if you drink lots of water, it's good for your skin.
Yeah, ish. How about that?
Okay, let's turn it on its head. What if you drink too much water? Is there a danger?
Yes, you can die. And in fact, a medical doctor has died as a result of taking non-medical advice. And it was in a Boston Marathon. And there was a huge amount of advertising beforehand by a sports drink company saying, drink, 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 you'll drink. And they monitored the people coming off the line at the end of this marathon. And they had been drinking lots of this free drink. And 1/3 of them were overhydrated. Okay, so you go to a marathon, hot day, you sweat, 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 and 1/3 of them were actually overhydrated. They had more water at the end than they'd started off with, and she had drunk so much water that she diluted her sodium, went into brain seizures, and died. So there are risks from too much water.
Okay,
Life's
so
a dangerous thing, isn't
risk of too much water, risk of too much alcohol.
Look, the most dangerous
very
journey.
complicated.
Yeah, look, the most dangerous journey you'll ever take is being born. That 10-centimetre journey down to Perth Canal, it's got the highest rate of injury and death of any journey in your whole life, and yet you're still here. It's cool, man.